Hey, tree sprites! In a patriarchal, hypermasculine society, embracing the feminine is a direct threat to the current system and status quo. And by feminine, I am not referring to our gender expression. I am referring to the cosmic feminine energy that flows through all of us. It is not restricted to bodies or identities. The feminine exists in our intuitive abilities, our ability to nurture and love one another, in our desire for community, in our creative abilities, in our ability to imagine and dream new things. The feminine is chaos and darkness, the foundation and source from which all things arise. The feminine is watery. It is the blood in our veins. It is our wildest visions. It is our connection to earth, nature, and the universe. It is our ability to see beyond sight, beyond what is in front of us, and beyond the environment that we live in. Part of the function of keeping society in a hyper-masculinized state is to keep us stagnant and to keep the current systems that oppress us alive. Embracing both the masculine and the feminine as one brings us into a natural balance and harmony with the rhythms of Earth and the universe. And it also even brings us into balance with our own bodies, our physical forms, which are manifestations of the natural world. In the human body, we contain approximately 30 trillion cells. And within each of our cells are approximately 100 trillion atoms. So let's do a quick refresher about the anatomy of the atom. So atoms are what make up matter, and matter is what makes up everything that we know of in the entire universe. No matter how small or massive an entity you are, whether you are an animal on Earth or you're a planet or a star in the galaxy, everything is composed of atoms. We are all made up of the same basic components. It is the physical aspect that connects all things to all other things. Atoms are composed of 3 subatomic particles, which are protons, neutrons, and electrons. Correlating the energy and charges of the atom with the energies of the masculine and feminine, protons, which have a positive charge and make up the nucleus of the atom in the center, are the masculine energy. Neutrons, which have a neutral energy and also live at the center of the atom in the nucleus and help to stabilize the nucleus. And electrons, which have a negative charge and are in constant orbit, in constant motion around the nucleus of the atom. Electrons are also more fluid. They can be shared and transferred between atoms and are what help build community between atoms, which is what creates matter and existence. The electrons in atoms are what cultivate reality and creation. The electrons are the feminine. You need all 3 operating in harmony in order for existence to be. The atom, a stable atom, is the perfect example of what balance and harmony between the energies looks like. And so, when we are out of energetic balance, we are operating against our own selves. We are operating against the natural rhythms of the universe. By the way, protons and neutrons are held together by attraction. They're held together by what is referred to as the strong force, a fundamental force in the universe. The more that you start to understand chemistry, physics, and biology, the deeper you go, the more you start to cross over into energy and spirituality and esotericism. The universe and nature, Earth, are living blueprints of how we should exist. Living in unhealthy and unstable societies where you repress the electrical force and hyperfixate on the proton, the masculine force, halts the flow of natural energy, because the feminine, electricity, is the spark of life, of creation, and of the imagination. And typically in society, this manifests as the oppression and accepted violence against women and the small-scale militarization of men, as well as the erasure of queer people, which I see as being the neutrons of society, the stabilizers. But all of these forces exist in all of us. They are what we are all made of. Suppressing the natural flow of energy only creates dead societies. Stuck energy rots. You can see this in water. It naturally needs to flow because when it is stagnant, it grows and fosters bacteria. As manifestations of the universe, as living stardust, we are made to move and shake and evolve and change over time. Everything in the universe is in motion. And even bringing that down to the level of our bodies, in our circulatory system, our blood has to keep moving. If your heart stops pumping blood through your body, you die. Or if something causes blood to be stuck in your body, you're in for some serious health problems. Blood clots are not something that you want to have in your vessels. All of this to say that we need the feminine. It is not a choice. It is not an option. The more we repress the feminine, the more we destroy ourselves. You will also notice that the hyper-masculinization of human societies is also pitting us against the natural world and manifests as environmental destruction. It manifests as our disconnection and attempted isolation from our home planet. We are electrical, sensational beings that desire to connect and bond with each other, just like atoms. Embracing the feminine is embracing humanity, is embracing the natural world, is embracing the universe. Subscribe to Black Barn Owl, link in the bio, and I'll see you in Always.